Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. I'm hoping that we don't have such a short memory that we don't remember what happened in Rwanda, Africa. The depiction in the movie Hotel Rwanda, it gives you I would say, the Hollywood version of the story. Of course, I'm sure the people on the ground felt much more terror and horror than what the movie was even able to predict. But what I wanted to point out about the movie is that some people still don't get that this was based on a true story. We have watched subsequent documentaries about the actual movie where some of the actual people talked about the experience and what actually happened. So you can get further insight into the terror and the horror that these people felt. The reason why I brought this up too is because many of us do have that short memory. I'm not talking about specifically remembering the movie, but what took place in the movie, why this massacre took place in the first place. When you don't remember history and all you can think of is a movie and that you were entertained, oh boy, that was a good movie. No, this was reality. In that movie, it was said without saying it that there were other people behind it, Europeans behind it. Even though the faces or the perpetrators of the violence were black on black, African on African, and of course they say Tutsis, Hutus, who cares? We want to try to say tribal against tribal. One tribe against another, to simplify it in our minds. No, there was something far more sinister going on behind the scenes. Something needed to be done in a region, and the white man used the black man against the black man to do his bidding, to do his job for him. Apparently, the task wasn't that difficult. They say the word, and our people respond. For those of you who are not familiar with what happened in Rwanda, I suggest you not only look at the movie, but also look at the documentaries that are talking about this incident. It was a horrific thing to where so many people were laid out in the streets, had been murdered by other Africans, because someone of a European nation had something that they needed done, and so they had to talk to the puppets in leadership of Rwanda to make it happen, to carry out this genocide. Okay? Now listen, so much can be said about this horrific incident, but the bottom line for me is the fact that it was that easy for other black people to choose to kill other black people because they were instructed to do so by a wicked black leader who was in bed with European leaders. Think about this for a moment. There were calls being made to white leaders on what to do. Okay? They were instructed to get their people out of there. Get all white people out to safety before you get started with this massacre. So if this was something that was just spontaneous, where a bunch of black Africans just decided all at the same time that we're just going to go kill a bunch of other black Africans, if it was something that simple, there wouldn't have been any pausing before getting the white people out to safety. Okay? But what happened was, they said, hold off for a minute. Let us get our people out, and then you can carry out what you have been instructed to carry out. All of these phone calls back and forth in which you're not hearing the conversation. because in so many words, they didn't really want to say that they were behind it in the movie, but they wanted to show you the movie to say, oh, those horrible black people killing those poor innocent black people. That whole narrative of black on black crime, there's always something behind the scenes. Not in every case, okay? You do have Negroes who will kill each other over a piece of chicken, okay? But in a case such as this in Africa, we cannot forget the atrocity that happened in Rwanda, to where these people had something going on, something else deeper than what the movie was talking about. But there were Europeans behind it, getting their people out of there to safety while carrying out this horrendous murder. And I'm pretty sure there's still things that we don't know about the whole incident. But some of you African Americans, in your quest and desire to just get out of here so fast, you want to go over there to Africa, and you don't remember that a lot of these African nations are still being controlled and puppeted by European powers or other powers, other nations. They're behind the scenes running things. So you think, okay, I'm going to go over there and be among my people. You think you're going to go over there and be among your people as if all of a sudden life is just going to get better, and you don't realize that these people are being ruled themselves. There's only the look of black leadership there, the appearance of black leadership, when all actuality, the people behind the scenes are controlling things. The Europeans, now the Chinese are trying to get in there. Previous video I did, Israel says, look, they want a seat at the table too. They want us to buy a seat, but Israel, they don't have to buy one. I'm talking about the white Jews. They don't have to buy a seat. We do. We have to pay money. The ambassador, the U.S. ambassador for the AU, says that if we want a seat at the table, we're going to have to buy one. That's laughable to me. While these other nations, these white nations, oh, they get a seat, or they can simply ask for one. Why can't we just ask for one? Why do we have to bring money, ambassador? And all of those who sent you to talk to us, to try to get us to rally together some money so that we can buy a seat. Don't forget about Rwanda, family. Those of you who may be too young to know what happened, look it up. Look at the movie Hotel Rwanda. Look at some of the documentaries of what happened in Rwanda. See who was behind the scenes pulling the strings that caused all of these black people in Africa to follow the command to kill other black Africans. And they did it with pride. You can see actual images of the bodies as they were piling up. These people were running for their lives from their own people. I don't want to hear about that. Oh, they were different tribes. That's a bunch of junk. This was not a tribal war, the way they're trying to make you believe. They want you to believe this was a tribal war where they were killing men, women, and children. It wasn't a tribal war. If you want to believe that, so be it. But something else and someone else behind the scenes was pulling the strings. It can be made to appear to be a tribal war, but again, like I said before, how is it that they were able to stop this thing, and they knew what was going on, and they were getting commands, and everybody halted until they got their people out to safety? Keep all of that stuff in mind when you start believing the propaganda and the lies, okay? Keep all of that in mind. Okay, family, I'm out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.